Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, yesterday, William Ruto was meeting with the Bodabodas at KICC, Nairobi. That means across the 47 counties. And he was launching a Bodaboda Care. It's a kind of circle to help Bodabodas in terms of training, license, and all that they need in credit to run their business. And this is what he shared on his Facebook page. The formalization of Bodaboda through SACCO will elevate the sector's profile, offer a platform to upgrade the well-being of operators, and spur access to affordable credit. This will transition this plan of our economy into sustainable and reliable transportation system in the long run. At the Kenyatta International Convention Center, Nairobi launched the Bodaboda Empowerment, whose first phase will train 200,000 riders drawn from all 47 counties. But then, what surprised me, and of course I'm seeing Kenyans reacting to this, is when William Ruto was addressing the Bodaboda riders. Some of them tried to raise their voice in terms of, when you are in disagreement with someone when he's speaking. So it looked like a kind of a heckle because you are not in agreement. So Ruto stood up and he decided to angrily lecture Bodabodas on why they are heckling him. And this is just the kind of reaction from William Ruto, who was so much irritated with the Bodabodas' behavior in that meeting.
Maneno ya kupigiana makelele muache. Mimi mnanielewa? Mimi sitaki unakuja kupigia nani kelele hapa? Sisi tumekuja kila mtu ako na biashara. Yes, tuachane na mambo ya makelele, tuachane na.
Now, getting angry to William Ruto, it is not something new. This is how Ruto behaves every time. He's a man who always prefers to have his way or the highway. So if you don't agree with him, you either keep quiet but not react to him. This tells you that Bodabodas were not in agreement with William Ruto's position. And at one point, he also did the same thing. When you react to William Ruto, if he's trying to lie to you, he gets angry and mad at you, and he will shout at you, he will intimidate you, and he will threaten you. At one point in Vihiga County, this is how he responded to a youth who was in a disagreement with him during a campaign. Same thing compared to what happened yesterday.
Wewe kijana, wacha kunijibu, unanijibu kama nani? Kama umeleta kisirani kwa hiyo mkutano utoke.
Now we are continuing the panel discussion, but just a quick request for those who are watching and you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers and anyone who comment, I must say thank you so much. And again to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. In every situation, when you challenge William Ruto, he used threats to silence you. In the two videos, that's exactly what you can see. Because it's a kind of unapigia nani kelele. Whom are you heckling? Unajua mimi ni nani? It's like that. Asserting power everywhere. Asserting authority. Trying to be authoritative every time. This is a behavior of a dictator, but not as a servant leader. He tried with every means possible to come out as a servant leader during campaign, where Gachagua was telling Kenyan that at least for the first time, the Church of Christ had a candidate. So tukashangaa Raila si Mkristo. Ruto si mtu wa Uhuru si mtu wa Catholic. Ama Catholic si wa Kristo, or what was Gachagua trying to say? So Ruto tried with every means to be humble, but in real sense, there's no any humbleness in William Samoei Ruto. Very assertive man. A man who believed in always having his way or the highway. And that is a character of a ruler, but not a leader. A man who wants to rule. That means you want to dictate. Such kind of character cannot be encouraged in a democratic country like Kenya. This is not kingship. Hiyo mambo iko huko Gulf. Huko ndo kuna mambo ya kingship. Hata ukienda huko, there's a way they engage. It's not even to this far. Because if people are in disagreement with you and they're trying to raise their voice, a good leader would want to have these people, at least one of them or two, stand up and make things clear so that you can understand what kind of a point they're trying to raise out. Then react from there. But not just silencing everyone with a threatening kind of language. Because if Bodaboda were heckling, it means there is something they were not in agreement with Ruto. The question is, why couldn't Ruto allow them to speak out their mind? Because in a democratic country like Kenya, where now we are being guided by our 2010 constitution, something that Ruto never believed in, something Ruto opposed, it says very clear, public participation is key. In everything you do, you will need to engage people. Let it be the voice of the people, not your voice. If you want to have your voice, you go to the National Assembly. From there, you can initiate your voice. But once you're engaging public, allow participation to take place. Now, this is Ruto who do not believe in that constitution. That's why he's driven by his anger. He's driven by his ideas, but not buying into anyone's idea. Because once you call people together, you have also to listen to them and buy into the idea. Convince them, persuade them if you think what you're saying is right, but not force them. That is now the man we are having. So you can see the kind of behavior here. And when you see like this, it means maybe in one way or another, Ruto is trying to lie to Bodaboda riders. He's raising statement that is contradicting the reality on the ground. Remember, they have raised fuel. Yesterday he signed that bill into law. 16%. It's going to be operational soon. It is touching on Bodaboda riders because they use fuel for transportation. And now it means customers are going to start now cost cutting on some issues. Some will decide even now to start in some areas now unatembea tu. Ukiona hapa Simbani unatembea because it's all about cost cutting and cost control. That you can manage with this kind of turbulence in the economy. Something that they cannot even convince Bodabodas to buy into when he's meeting them. So you shut them down. He said he used more than 200 million in fundraise to help Bodabodas in their affairs. I don't know how he was doing it, because what I was seeing, it was William Ruto who was getting to a public campaign rally. Then he splashes out 2 million to Mamboga. He splashes out 2 million to Bodaboda. Imagine in a crowd where people were not organized. Then unasema, oh, wapi hapa kiongozi wenyu wa Bodaboda, una splash milioni 2. Tell me, if people are not organized on how they're going to use this money, you give out in form of handouts because you want the camera to capture you and to capture the kind of crowd you are dishing money to. It's PR, it is political, not meant to benefit anyone practically. That money can never be utilized properly. It will end up being shared in form of just handouts. There was no strategic plan on how that money can be used to help in the Bodaboda riders, maybe in their circle or in whichever way that they can spur growth in their business or their sector. Alikuwa anapeana kama handout. Today anatuambia sasa ilikuwa ni harambe. Harambe gani? Unaenda kwa barabara na unatoa milioni 2 na unarusha huko. Public mzima ione wewe ni kama ukiwa president utakuwa unakuja na pesa hivyo ukirusha hivyo. You know, that's a perception he created, that he will be splashing money. So people bought into lies that tuko na president mwenye atakuwa anakuja tu na gari anatoa milioni 2 anatoa milioni 3 kwa public. Sababu sasa walikuwa wanasema is a deputy but he's been able to do this. What if he's a president sitting on the table where decision is being made to do with the financials? Sasa mmeona mambo ni tofauti. Today he's telling us it was a fundraise drive to empower Bodaboda. How many Bodabodas were empowered by William Ruto? Ilikuwa na mambo ya handouts. Handouts can never empower anyone. Not unless people are coming out with proper strategic plan on how to sort out their problem. You listen to them, they tell you, they give you a quotation of what they need to sort out their problem, then you try to help in one way or another and give them needed connections in their business. That's how you can help. Not coming with this populist way of addressing people. So with all of this, you can find these bodabodas will be saying, no, listen here, hiyo umetudanganya. Na unajua Wakenya wa siku hizi wanakuambia tu hapo ni uongo. So you try to sell a lie, they tell you no. And because Ruto would always want to have his way, he wanted even to run with the lies without being questioned. There's a character of Ruto. So we have a ruler in the State House, but not a servant. He wants to rule by his word. That is the situation we are in now. So you can see the anger is too much because someone is saying something different from what he wanted the public to hear. That is the character of William Samoei Ruto. I don't know your views, but let us meet in the comment section for continuation of this conversation. Otherwise, thank you so much for listening to me up to this far. May good God bless you and see you in our next video.